Yo guys, what's up? My name is the Judge Prime, the ITK, Nigeria's most consistent music reviewer. Today, we're here with another mixtape review. We're going to be talking about AYLØ's mixtape insert project name. Now, AYLØ is a singer, songwriter, producer. He released an EP titled Honest Conversations in 2016. For me, that project showed a lot of potential, but it was a bit rough around the edges. But getting into this project specifically, I have to say right off the bat, I love the presentation of this project. I love the creative title, the little, effects of programming code in the title. The minimalist cover art, it seems inspired by something like Kanye or Frank Ocean. And definitely that influence, I think, also reflects in the music. When I'm listening to this, I feel a heavy influence of artists like The Weeknd, Frank Ocean, Kanye West. And I would say that this project sounds like, a mishmash of R&B, alternative R&B, a bit of soul, a bit of jazz here, and a little sprinkling of psychedelic music as well. As for the theme, I feel like AYLØ tackles a lot of, experiences or insecurities or even, thoughts that go along with being a young adult in your 20s or so. He talks about, the fast life of drugs, money, women. He talks about hustling. He talks about his mom. His mom is a frequent character that, comes up in his music throughout this project. So the mixtape starts off with the track Garden. I feel like this is a very chill, reflective track. It's very smooth. I love the chords on this track. I also feel like, I feel like this song is a great song. There are a few songs on here that really stand out and catch your attention. I think 4 or 5 of them really stand out to me. This track does a great job at setting the pace and the tempo of this project. It lets you know, what you should expect, the kind of vibe he's trying to capture on this mixtape. The second track, Whoa, featuring Amare. So this is probably my favorite or my second favorite track on this mixtape. On this mixtape, I feel like AYLØ is dealing with rejection or lusting or chasing a girl that he can't really get a hold of, Basically, he's saying he's lonely, he's trying to get the girl, and the girl isn't having any of that. He also talks briefly about his hustle and, being broke. I love this track. It's very smooth, very chill. Amare's feature on this is superb. She brings a very sinister, silky, smooth vocal that really enhances the character of this track. It's an excellent feature from excellent artists. I would love to see what Amare comes out with. I've been listening to some of her music and I see a lot of potential there. But definitely, this is another standout track. I would say that this mixtape, for me, looking at it, there are, like I said, 5 or 6 tracks that really stand out. The rest of the tracks kind of feel like filler, incomplete concepts that have not been fully fleshed out. And perhaps it's intentional, perhaps, this was just a collection of songs to put out. I do feel like if it had been a little bit more concise, maybe around the 7 tracks, it would have been really, really great. But the 10 tracks, there's some standout tracks and then there's some, decent tracks. But like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of reflection. There's a lot of talk of family. Around the middle of the track listing is where it falls apart for me. I'm not saying that it actually goes to shit, but it just feels like there's a lot of filler on here. Track 7 features Odunsi and it is produced by rhythmic. This track is quite upbeat. It has a very upbeat, playful, almost playful sort of instrumentation on it. I will say that I feel like this track provides reprieve from all the melancholy on this mixtape. It's basically talking about someone, you lean on in times of despair, someone you lean on to console you and things like that. There are not too many producers on this project, which kind of, reflects in the uniform sound you get. Elijah Bain produced a couple of tracks on here. AYLØ produced 1 track. rhythmic produced a couple of tracks as well. You also have other producers like Young Sleepy Boy and Chris Generals who produced Anxiety, which is another nice track, reflective track. So I feel like this mixtape starts off very strong with the first 2 tracks Gardens and Woe. Another track I love on here is Pray, like I said, featuring Odunsi. Anxiety is a decent track as well, and it closes off very strong with the tracks 9 to 5 and Pace. These two tracks are also, you know, they have meaning for me, at least my interpretation of these two tracks. 9 to 5, I think, talks about responsibility and jobs. Basically saying fuck a 9 to 5, fuck having a regular job, because you know you can be out getting this paper through other means. And also you kind of feel a conflict with AYLØ, because he's also talking about, you know, how did I get caught up in this life? Because if you really know me, this is not what you would think I would be doing. And then the track Pace, I feel like my interpretation of this track is, you know, when you're young, you're, you know, hot-headed, you want to do everything at once, and it's basically like, you know, pace yourself, take it easy. Life is not just one big rush. I do feel like in the hook, AYLØ talks about, you know, staying on the main road with the red lights and trying to avoid the back roads. Maybe the back roads could be shortcuts to success that might be dangerous, and you know, the red lights on the main road are the obstacles and at times the periods where you have to stop and sort of reflect on your life. I feel like this track maybe embodies some advice or the main theme of pacing yourself and taking it easy, perhaps from his mother, or maybe, you know, he's talking to himself in the third person. Overall, I do feel like this is a great project. Like I said, there is some room for improvement. I do feel like there was some filler on this project, but overall there's a uniform vibe. There's a decent amount of meaning, which I enjoy in music as well. A decent amount of reflection. There's creativity, and I think this is a decent project. I'll give it a 7 over 10. I'm happy that he's been able to put it up on proper streaming sites like Apple Music and Spotify. I just hope that he did his own due diligence in terms of clearing samples and all of that. But this is a great project. I would highly recommend you go check it out. AYLØ, insert project name. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Be sure to check it out. So that's all for this review. Let me know what you think of this project down in the comments below. And as always, my name is Ijaji Prime. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next review. Have a blessed day and goodbye.